Right. So I update all of you the meet and greet. So some of you I probably I will send early alert to your advisor to mention probably right now if you still be F, you need to think retake the course maybe next semester. If currently you over the D or C, as long as you finish all assignments and on time, okay, I believe you can just maintain this grade, okay, probably go to next level. Um, Another thing is just to make sure um, turn your assignment on time, okay? This is very important because I saw many of people who the grade is not very, expected, because they never turn in the assignment, okay? Or they give me the assignment is empty, okay? I don't know why give me the empty assignment. There's nothing there. I sent an email last week. I said if you turn around files, you can resubmit to me by the end of last week. Unfortunately, I didn't receive any assignment. So right now it's you can track your midterm grade, okay, to consider whether you want to retake the course or you still want in a class. I just recommend if you say okay, I probably if you just drop the course currently, okay, that won't affect your GPA, okay. Otherwise, if you still okay get like D or F, this will appear okay to affect your GPA, okay. So just beware of this situation, okay. Any question so far? Okay, I think this course, I think the most of the people did a very good job as long as you turn in the assignments on time. I don't believe the assignments was too difficult. Just make sure you take the class, you review the class. Even though right now we have the advantage like remote some video I will just record and upload to the YouTube. You can track if you miss the course or you probably miss some contents during the class hour. Okay, you can recheck the video. Okay, so normally I won't record the video for each class. Okay, so because we have like every week we probably have 2 or 3 students they were in quarantine. Okay, so that's the reason I record a video. So just to make sure, okay, if you miss some contents, if you don't understand, okay, you can check the book, you can recheck the video, and you can always find me, okay? Send me email, ask a question on the Piazza, schedule a meeting with me, okay? Just, there's many ways you can reach out to me, all right? Um, okay, so any questions so far? Okay, this is some question in the assignment, and I'm commonly instead like no hard code. So the hard code means I some result I don't want you just print out okay by yourself. If that means okay, so I ask you to do the addition okay this feature. Okay, some people probably give me okay. I say okay, I need two variables. For example, it's 1 plus 1. Okay, so the hard code means you just 1 plus 1 and equal to 2 and print out a string to me. So this is hard code. Okay, basically there's do nothing. in this feature. You just print. Okay? So what it is not hard code. It means here, we take as a variable, okay, for example, A and B. You write them in expression A plus B and return the value with A plus B. Okay? So the result will be very dynamically, right? Depend on what the value you assign to A and B. Okay? So this is thing we call the dynamical, okay? So no hard code, all right? Okay. Okay, so last class we just talked about how to write the while loop. Okay, and you know what is while loop. So what is a loop? What is a loop? Give me some example. Okay, what's your understanding of the loop? Yes. Okay. So every time, okay, we do the same thing repeatedly, okay, until you meet some condition. Okay. In the class, I gave the example. You go to the grocery, okay, shopping. When you go to check out, the cashier will keep scan the products you have until there's nothing on the list. Okay, there's no any next items. Okay, this is a condition. You tell the cashier, okay, stop it. We need to check it out. Okay, so once you know that, okay, the syntax for while loop, okay, this is the loop we did for those transactions. Okay, so the while loop is very similar with like if statement, right? So if statement, there's condition, right? If this condition is true, we will go to this statement, right? For the while loop, it's very similar, okay? We have keyword while with condition. If this is true, we can go to the loop body, okay? The only different, okay? The only big difference is this body probably you will get into multiple times, okay? Or unlimited time, okay? So that's a reason, okay? This condition should be updated timely every time you get into the loop body, okay? Otherwise, they will keep doing this, never end, which we call the infinite loop. Right? So there's some examples. Okay, so this example just doing, guess a number, and this number, as long as the two number, addition of the two number is not equal to 2, we will keep rolling the dice. Okay, so first of all, these two lines, what they tell, what you can tell, these two lines. Die 1, die 2. So basically we generate a number, right? From 1 to 6. Okay? Then we have while loop. The condition for while loop is if the sum of these dice not equal to 2, okay, if that's true, we will ask to generate a random number for 2 of them. So it simulates, okay? If there's two dice, the number of the two dice is not equal, sum them up is not 2, we just die them again until there's 2. Okay, the addition would be 2. Okay, this is a condition. Okay, over there, we give the counter, which means every time when you just roll the dice, we will just increase by 1. Right? So here are some questions. Okay, anyone can tell me what's the result for this while loop? Five, six, seven, eight, 9. Okay. Any different answer? Okay, so we just do step by step, right? So first we get 5. So we check the condition. Okay, so 5 is not equal to 10. So we get into the loop, right? Right? So we print 5. Then we update A. So right now A is 6. 6 is not equal to 10. We print out 6 and update to 7. Compare with 7 with 10, okay? They are not equal. We print out 7 and update by 1, right? So it's 8. Then we compare 8 with 10. They are not equal, which is true. We print out the 8, okay? And update here to the 9, okay? Then you print out, here is a 9 is not equal to 10. We print out 9. Then you update A, okay, to the 10. Right now, 10 is not equal to 10. It's return true or false. False, right? So basically, okay, it's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But if after this line, okay, the next statement for this while loop, if we say we want to print out A, what's the value for A? It's 9 or 10? 10. Okay? Because right now the A is 10. We never get into the loop. But it doesn't mean we didn't update the A to the 10. Right? That makes sense? Yes? Good. Okay. Here's some situation. Okay. We want to an input from user. Okay, we want to get an age for the user. But the user gave a name instead of age. So what will be happen? What happened? We ask for age, which the data type is int. Okay? But user input with string. Yes? Okay, give the Unicode. Okay. Any other guessing? basically they will give you error. Okay, this is a mismatch. What that mean? This method only allow you to input integer, okay, which is you have to be number. Okay, if you give other data type, okay, they give you this exception. Okay, so how to solve the problem? How we prevent this problem? There's any easy way we can do? Okay, right. This is a one way we can do, okay? But if this one, for example, here, you change string, okay? Probably sometimes we want to go with the average age. So you still need to sum them up. So which means you still need to pass them, the string, to the int, right? Is that extra steps? Is there any other way we can do? So this is some conception, okay? We want to check the pre-check with the user input. If the input is not number, we won't take this input. Okay, think about it. For example, in your brain, okay, there's an area, okay, so okay, it's a buffer area. So I want to talk to you with in Chinese, for example. When I talk to you in Chinese, you don't understand, right? So you will totally just erase all the sentence I speak, right? You won't process this information, correct? Until I speak English, then you process this information. So there's a method that, okay, whether this, the language I speak, whether is English or not, right? Okay. So for the scanner, there's a multiple method which can help with to determine whether the user input is the type you want. Okay? Let's check this code. Yeah, first look at the code. Think about it. There, I just step by step tell you what that means. Okay. Okay, so this code, basically they're doing the same thing. Okay, what I asked for, right? So first, we ask a user to input a int. Okay, so basically it's a number. Okay, then we check whether this one is a number in integer. Okay, if this one is return true, what that mean? So next input would be an integer, right? Otherwise, we'll return false. Okay? That's a reason if we return false, we put here not false, which is true, right? So we will give this item, okay, this input to the garbage for the recycle, and ask a user to try it again. They will go back with this while loop again and ask a user to input. Okay? So check this. So for example, we ask a user, give a number, okay? But here, okay, you give a string. For example, Bob, okay? The Bob again. In a condition, we want to check this input, whether it is an int. Okay? So has next int. If user inputs this one, what this will be returned? What? It's a return false. Right? Because this is string. This one we ask for is int. Right? So they are that doesn't match with the data type. So this will return false. Okay? In a condition not false, which we will go to, will turn to the true. Right? Okay? If it's true, we will get into the while loop. Okay? The while loop for the first sentence. Scan dot next line. Basically, they will put this Bob to the garbage, which means we sign this one. Okay, we dump this to the garbage. Okay? We put there to here. And we ask the user to input again, which we go back to this condition, has next int. Okay? At current, here is empty. And the garbage is Bob. All right? And the user here, input is empty right now. All right? So at this time, if user gave a value, okay, Z, what's this will be returned? False, right? The condition eventually will be true, which we go to the loop again. We need to dump this string to the garbage again. Once we dump it, this garbage here is the strings here. The user input will be empty. Then we ask for an input. Okay, so if you give the input, it's 5. What's this one will return? True. Okay, not true. If it's not true, it's false, right? If condition return false, we directly go to the next statement. Which number will assign to the value. Okay, so this part we call it buffer. Okay, so this buffer is like a temporary memory for you. Okay, to check whether this is the value you want. Okay, so is the value you want? We sign with a variable. If it's not, we dump it. Okay, so basically there's two memory, okay, we want to use. One is buffer, one is garbage. Right? That makes sense? Question? Make sense? Make sense, everyone? Good. Okay, so basically, in here, the way I said dump it, basically it's fresh. Okay, it's we call the fresh buffer. We want to empty this buffer. Okay, so this is a way we need to make sure, okay, even though user gave the wrong value, okay, the different user type, the data type, we can help them to pre-check, okay, and if there doesn't match, we keep asking until they give the correct data type value. Okay, there's another way we can do. If you want to fresh, we can create a new object for scanner. Okay, that means this object, okay, if this is a memory, this object is over here in the memory. Okay, if user give the wrong input, we create a new object, okay, which means the new will be here. So currently still empty, right? So there's two different ways, okay? One of the ways we're using a buffer. Another way we create new objects, okay? To flash the buffer, okay? There are two ways, all right? So one way, we flash the buffer. Another way, we create a new object. Okay? So every time if user, okay, gave the wrong input, they will create a new object for the next user input. Okay, there's two ways. All right, so this is the format, how we do value save input. Okay, first of all, you need to set up a variable. Okay, after variable, you need to make sure this variable will lead you into the while loop. Okay, see this example. This is a variable we set up, right? So the value would be -1. This is a condition. So -1 is belong to this condition? No, right? So which means they force you get into the while loop. Okay? They force you to get into the while loop, do the value check. Okay? Once you go to the value check, ask user to input. Okay? And the input will be updated. So at this time, they will check your real value you input. Okay? Look at this one more time, okay? So we have two while loop. Okay? The outer while loop, basically, we want the user, okay, get into the loop. Okay? If this one, we didn't give a number, or we just give the 0, do we get into the loop? Right? So that's a reason, okay, we need to force them get into the loop. Then we update the input in the last sentence. Okay? So this is the format I set. Set a variable, initial variable with invalid value. Okay? In the while loop, we give the condition which we consider to fill the invalid value out. Okay? Then we ask a user to give the input. Okay? If this input doesn't match with the data type you ask for, okay, we keep asking. Okay? So flash the buffer and keep asking user to input. Okay, until that's match. Okay, so we assign this matched data type value to the system. Okay, so back home, okay, track this format with this example. Okay, it's not easy to understand. Okay, but make sure this is very important. Why? Why is it important? We need to do the pre-check. Why do we need to do the pre-check? If we do not use the pre-check, which means once the user, okay, give the wrong input, this application will immediately crash. Right now, you probably think it doesn't matter, but if you have multiple or many features in one applications, if one of the feature crash, which means you need to restart the application again, which you don't want. Okay, more specific example, okay? If you have a calculator, this calculator has addition, modular, division, okay? If one of the feature, for example, the addition just a crash, this calculator, you need to restart, which means the other feature you cannot use, right? But if you have this pre-check, okay, so one of the feature, okay, user just gave the wrong number or wrong data type, they will ask you to re-enter the value until that match with data type. Right? Okay, so there's a two way, right? So one way we can do, we're using a pre-check. Another way, we're using a try-catch, okay, which help you to handle the error. Okay, one, make this application crash. All right? Any questions so far? Good? Okay, so here you need to know how to constructing condition. Okay, so as we said, the condition always return true and false, right? So we already check this, we already used these three different type of condition. Okay, so one example, whether the user input would be Sentinel. Okay, right? So sometimes, most of the time we use in the if statement, right? But as I said, if statement sometimes is very similar to the while loop, right? So this one can be used to as a command like quit the loop, right? So your user input similar to the value you set, okay, is true, right? We just for, okay, you need to stop. If the user next value, okay, same as the data type you set, is double, it's return true. Okay, so true, if that equal true, same data type is true. Or in here, we want to check whether this one, the user probably miss the lowercase or uppercase, right? So this is another option, right? But in the while loop, we need to make sure make them into the loop if they gave the wrong input, right? So check this one. If they gave, it's return true, right? If they didn't, it's return false. Basically, in the while loop, we ask them, the one condition is if they gave the wrong value, we need to ask them keep input, which means get into the loop, right? So this is the reason always using not. Okay, so the input is not. We go into how we can go into the loop. If the input is not the same data type you ask for, we need to go into the loop, ask for the input, right? If the user input is not Q, capital Q, or uppercase, the lowercase q, we need to get into the loop to ask for more input, right? So this is the condition. Okay, we're always looking for this condition for ask user to input the right input. Okay, another syntax which we call this do while. Okay, so this flow would be very different with while. We put the loop body at first, then we check the condition. So the while loop is first is condition, right? Then we go into the loop body. So condition is true, we go into the loop body. Then we check condition. So this is a while loop. Okay, but for the do while, we need to do the loop body first. Then we check the condition. Okay, what that mean? That means that no matter the condition is true or false, we will do the loop body at least one time. Okay. So this is the syntax. Do and loop body with while loop. Okay, make sure here's a semicolon. Okay. That's the example. What's this example tell us? What's this example trying to do? Okay, so this code ask user to input an int, okay, less than 10. Okay, so there's two conditions. First condition have to be less than 10, right? Another condition, have to be a number, right? But for the do while loop, we didn't check the condition first. We don't need to check the condition as first place. So which means we directly go here. Okay, the first line print out, enter int less than 10. The second line we do the while check. Okay, whether this number is int. Okay, if it's not int, we flash the buffer, tell the user not int, and please enter a number again. Right? After that, until they give a number. For example, you give a number, it's 11. They will print out, enter int, not the int, enter int, input will be 11. At this point, you need to check with the condition. 11 is greater than 10, right? So you will ask a user to do the loop. Okay, think about it. We do the loop firstly. Okay, we do not check with the condition at first time until in end of a statement, you update the condition and you check the condition. Right? The order is very different if you compare with the while loop. The while loop, you need to compare with condition. to determine whether you go into the loop. But for the do while, you first do the loop body, okay? Then we check the condition, right? So in this one, if we give a number is 6, okay? So they will first ask you enter, print out this line, right? Yes? And this is a number, which means we jump out this loop, we directly go to this one, right? So we assign this 6 to the input. So input will be 6. Then we go to next line, we check the condition. 6 is greater or is equal to 10? No, right? So we jump out the loop and print out, you enter 6. Okay? That makes sense? That makes sense? Make sense? Yeah, Cody? Great. Okay. Do this one. What the value will be? One, two, three, four. 2, 3, 4. Any other? David? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we do this one quickly, okay? So first we initialize the I is 0, right? Then we go to the as sequence, okay? We do I plus 1, right? So this one is 1. Then we print 1. Okay? Then we check 1 with 5. True or false? True, right? True means we go to the loop. And the 1 plus 1 is 2. And we print 2. Okay? Then 2 compare with 5, which is true, right? We do this loop again and increase it by 1, 3. And print 3. Okay? And the 3 we check with 5. It's return true. Go to the loop. Increasing by 1. And print 4. Okay? Then 4 with 5 is true or false? True. Right? So here is a 5. We print 5. Then we compare the condition. 5 is that less than 5? No. Okay? We go to the next statement. So basically, this is print. Yes? Yeah, I plus plus is equal to I plus 1. Yes. Check this one. Yeah. Think about this one. What's the result? Check. Come on. Write down on paper. Try this one step by step. Okay. You got answer? What's your answer? Yes. Infinite loop. Okay. Any other? What's your answer? What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's do this one together. Okay. First, I is 0. Okay. We print I. So first we'll print out 0. Okay. The I plus 1. The I will update to 1. Right. So here is 1. Okay. We compare 1 is less than 5, which is true. We go to the loop and print I. So right now I is 1, right? The next step, 1 plus 1. So it's 2, right? So right now the I is 2. This is written true. We go to the loop again, print I. So right now I is 2. Okay. Next step, we increasing by 1. So I is 3. So 3 is less than 5, which means true, right? We go to this loop and print I again. So right now I is 3, right? So print 3. We're increasing by 1. So right now it's 4. So 4 less than 5, which is true. Go to the loop. Then we print the I. Right now I is 4. It's 4. Okay? Then 4 increasing by 1. So I is 5. Right? And 5 is less than 5? No. Okay? So eventually, this will print out 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? How about this one? Yes? Infinity again? Okay. Any other? Yes? The same as the last one? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Try this one, okay? On the paper. Try. That 1 is infinite. Okay? So 1 is 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? You have 5. Okay. No 0? No 0? Okay. Debbie, what's yours? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maggie? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hunter? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Eric? Okay. Let's do this one, okay? So in this one, we just need to make sure whether this is prefix or postfix. So this is a pre or post. So post, we will do the previous result, right? Okay. Once you know that, so it's 0. So we will do the 0. Then we update to 1. So we print 0. Okay. Then I will update to 1. Then we compare. So this would be very same. It's like exactly the same. You print I, then you update. Right? So result would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Exactly the same this one. Okay? So what if I change it here to I is greater than 5? What will the result will be? What the result will be? Cody? 0? Any other answers? So 2, right? What's your answer? 0. Okay. Let me see. Nathan? And Nathan? Yeah, what's your answer? 0. Okay. So answer would be 0. Okay. 0. We print out the 0, then we update to 1. And 1, you compare with 5. So 1 is not equal to 5. So this is return false. So we won't get into the loop again. So only print 0. Okay? Last one. Okay? Try this one. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay, check this one. So basically, this is a prefix. They update first, right? So if we convert this one, basically you can convert I equal to I plus 1. Then you print with I, right? So this can be converted into here. Okay, so which means first you print with 1. Okay, update 1, convert, check. Okay, this is true. Go to the loop, right? Go this step. It's 2. Update 2. Okay, print 2. So this is true with plus 1. So 3. And print 3. Check 3. Okay, this is true. We go to the loop again. We update by 1. Okay, which is 4. We print 4. Okay, then compare 4, 5. True, go to here, and plus 1. So which is 5. And print 5. Okay, so right now 5 less than 5, false, right? So we'll print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, right? That makes sense? Okay, so that's for class, okay? So one more thing is, how many of you start with your home assignments too? Okay, hopefully you already start, okay? All right? Okay, that's for class.